Alright, so the purpose of this video is to serve the people which want to start a business or do something else with their life that is unconventional. So you're not going to go into a 9 to 5, you're not going to do something that involves you talking to your boss, and you want to go on an entrepreneurial path and do something for yourself and make something of yourself. Now, here's the thing. There's a blind spot that we all have when it comes to this. And the blind spot is that there is no safety net. The blind spot is that, yes, you have this goal, but what is one thing that they always tell you in these videos that tell you on like how to make 10K a month, how to do this, how to do that? A lot of them will tell you this, that it's going to take you a long time, roughly about 10 years. That's what they usually say. And 10 years for some people is quite a long time. Some of us don't have 10 years to give, right? Some of us do have 10 years. Regardless, 10 years is time that may or may not give you what you want, because you could be doing it wrong and for 10 years and you will not get what you want. A lot of successful businessmen in this world took way more than 10 years. 10 years is just the average, right? That's just what they tell you to expect, but don't be surprised if it takes you way longer than that. Now, you're going to be walking this path. This is you at the beginning, right? That's you. And this is your goal. And you're going to have to walk this path. And over time, things are going to come in your way. Things are going to stop you. Things are going to tell you to go the opposite direction, and things are going to make you question whether or not this is the right thing to do. And a lot of the time, yes, that actually does happen. Yes, we actually do go about a quarter in and then realize, wait a minute, no, I don't really want to do drop shipping. I want to do the copywriting. And then you spend like another few years on that. Here's the thing though. Nothing is being made, or at least not a lot of money is being made, and you feel like you're wasting your time, you're spinning your wheels, and the time that you're spending doing this is not really being fruitful. I'm not going to get into the weeds of what is actually being gained during this time of you going between different business models, but what I want to talk about is there is no safety net. Because when you fail, and you are way higher to fail, you're way more likely to fail rather than to be successful, what do you have waiting for you at rock bottom? A lot of you are unqualified. A lot of you didn't go to uni. A lot of you didn't study or have any qualifications. So what are you going to fall back on? Retail. Some of you are working in Walmart. Some of you are working in Tesco. Some of you are working in Sainsbury's. Some of you are working in Target, 7-Eleven, all of these places, right? Because you haven't really got much else going for you. Yes, everyone's got sales experience. We did the same damn job. Now, here's the thing. This is very obvious, okay? It's actually kind of sad that I have to even say this in the video. But what you can do whilst you are working on your business is simultaneously, for a certain amount of time, gain a skill. Just do something else on the side. Like, it's that simple. Now, obviously, doing this as well is the skill, but you can get a simultaneous skill. To simplify this, to make this a bit more easy to understand, think of it as a video game, right? In a video game, especially in an online game, we have things called metas, right? A meta is when something is the most effective weapon. So let's say, for example, this is my variation of a sword, right? There's a sword. That's your primary weapon. Geez, Sean, spelling. That's your primary weapon. Your primary weapon is the business that you're building. Your primary weapon is the dropshipping business that you're doing, that you're trying to make money off of. Here's the thing though. This weapon is the most popular weapon in the meta. Everyone's doing dropshipping. Everyone wants to do dropshipping. But then, just like all things, they never last forever. And just like in games as well, they get patched. And that primary weapon ends up getting downgraded, and another weapon becomes the meta. Now, here's the thing. You can never predict that. However, you can have a secondary weapon that is going to be able to cover the slack, that's going to be able to pick up what this weapon can't do. The secondary weapon, let's say, I don't even know, like a sickle, right? It's a sickle. Your secondary weapon is a sickle. With this secondary weapon, your second skill, you can pick up the slack whilst you're figuring out what the real meta is, or whilst you're trying to make whatever you were doing before work. So you have something to fall back on. A literal safety net. So I'm so sorry, guys. It's so hard to read my writing, but what I wanted to point out is how, let's talk about my situation actually, because I feel like I'm just talking in circles and being very vague. I'm not being more specific. I am in the process, and if not already qualified as in the field of computer science. In the field of computer science, I am qualified, or I'm in the middle of being qualified. However, I did this because business, i.e., YouTube, or anything else that I have tried, has the potential to fail. I can't guarantee the future of this channel. However, because of that, I can't spend my time. Imagine I dropped out of my job just to do YouTube full time without making any money off of it. I feel like an idiot, right? Yeah, you can go and do a retail job, but some of us don't want to do that. Some of us want to actually make real money whilst we are trying to make even better money, like computer science. And computer science, it's not that hard to get into. What I did personally, if you want to copy me, I just did comp TIA. Now, here's the thing. I am not personally too entrenched in the whole field of computing and everything. It's something I dabble in it, but it's not something that I feel passionate about. However, I'm doing it because it serves the purpose of giving me something to fall back on. The average salary is about 50k plus in the UK. In America, you can adjust that and make that about 70 to 60k, which is not that bad. So, with that in consideration, if I just give up on this channel, I can go back to this because I'm qualified. I can do that. That's something I can do. And on top of that, it makes the grind even more fun because at the same time with me doing YouTube, I am doing this. I'm doing these two things. I'm editing and making videos and simultaneously learning this every single day. It gives me some type of battle to fight. Making videos isn't really a battle. So isn't going to school, but at least at the same time, if you do both of those things, it feels like something. Wouldn't you agree? So, main point I want to drive home is that whilst you're doing anything, any endeavor that you're going for, be it business or anything else that is going to take up a lot of your time, I'd recommend learn a secondary skill. Learn something that's going to allow you to do what you want full force without having to worry about whether or not it works. Because at least if it does fail, in the event that it most likely would fail, you have something else to fall back on. That was something that I was not aware of because I realized that a lot of people have a lot of dreams that fail and then they have to start again and find something. And I felt like I had to go through that. So hence why I'm learning computer science. But it's been fun. It feels like a learning experience because, well, literally I'm learning, but at the same time, I'm learning more about myself. I'm learning about better ways to study something and everything. And at the same time, I'm learning what my actual passions are. I want to do YouTube. It's very hard to fit into my schedule, but at the same time, I know within myself that I do have something else I can do that's at least guaranteed to get me something rather than YouTube, which is a very, it's a mixed bag, isn't it? But that's the beauty of life. Nothing's for certain, but you can kind of gauge what works and what doesn't. And what does work is that a secondary weapon will always be there for you when the primary weapon wouldn't be there. When the primary weapon doesn't work, the secondary weapon is there for you. Actually, there's a quote in COD where it says it's better to switch to your secondary rather than reloading. And I guess reloading could actually be a metaphor for either trying a new business or it could be for restarting and trying again, right? These are things that, yeah, sure, go ahead, do it. But at the same time, it takes time. These are things that take time. And time is something that we have, but in very small amounts. Not everyone has time. Not everyone has the same amount of time as everyone else. So, yeah, switch to your secondary before you reload. So, yeah, that's today's video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I am not joking, please. I I like seeing the subscribe number going up. I don't know why. It just gives me a lot of dopamine. So I'm hoping that, oh, sorry if I mess up the mic, but I'm really hoping that you guys could really just help me out on that. And yeah, that's today's video. See you guys later.